Well, good morning YouTube. So what we have here today is how to take and fix a hole in your sheetrock. We had to take and do some investigative work in this wall, so we took and we cut a hole in here to take and look at what the problem was. And this right here is the piece that we took and cut out. So it would take and fit right back in here. Now what I did is I attached a screw to it so we didn't lose it down the backside of that never-ending hole. And after we got through with our investigative work, now we got to take and patch the hole. So the first part is that we got the piece that we need to put back in. The second part is we need to take and make sure that it is secured. So to be able to properly do this, we're going to obviously need a pencil. You'll need some screws. You'll need the piece you want to take and put back in, a screwdriver, a drill. I got a little cordless drill over here, and then something to take and make a backer. Now I'm going to use a small piece of plywood. It's not that thick. It's just going to provide the support that it needs. You can also use another piece of sheetrock if you have the sheetrock available, cut to size. So same thing, I'm going to take a screw and I'm going to attach it to my board, and then we're going to take and put it in the hole as a backer, and then we're going to anchor that to make sure that our piece that we took out has something to take and attach to. Okay, now that we've taken and attached the screw to the piece of plywood, we're going to take and finesse it into the hole. Now you want to cut it as big as you can to maximize your support, but small enough to be able to take and finesse it and finagle it into the hole that it needs to take and get into without dropping it. See, now you can see we're going to attach 2 screws on either side of this, as we'll show you in a minute, and this is going to take and provide support for the back of the drywall. So stay tuned here and we'll get to drilling. So unfortunately, it's very hard to hold your iPad while you're taking and trying to film something by yourself. But as you can take and see, I've got the screw going through the sheetrock on my backboard, and I still got my screw that I'm using to take and pull against it. My next screw is going to take and go right about there on here, just off to the side, enough to take and get a bite for the screw without crushing the sheetrock in the corner over here, but hitting the wood. Now my wood is extended actually probably on this side of the screw, and will be extended over here. That's why I said cut it as wide as you can, with being able to take and fit it through the hole, and be able to take and maneuver it around to take and get there. So placing my drill here, I'm going to have to take and turn off the camera again because I hold the screw to support it so it doesn't push the wood away, and I'll show you the results when we get back. Okay, I've got my second screw in over here, and I've removed the middle screw over here. As you can see, I can take and push against this, and I'm not taking and getting any flex or any play in this. So now I can take my piece that I've taken out, and I can push it back in. See, I can push it, and there it stays. So now for our final, we're going to remove this screw for just a second, drill through here, and then re-screw this, attaching it so it doesn't take and wobble. And then after that, we're going to take and put in some patching around here, which I still got to do on this one, right here to take and cover it up. And once that's done, that will be our finished product, and you can sand it or finish it. This is an unfinished garage, so it's basically going to look like this when it takes and gets done. No big deal for me. If you were inside your house, you'd obviously want to sand it, texture it, and then you can paint it. And that's how you take and you fix a hole in your sheetrock. One final note I want to take and tell you, sometimes you may not get a flush crease right against here with your new piece that you put back in. You're like, well, why is it sticking out so far? Well, part of it is you may have snugged these screws up too tight. So by backing the screw out just a little bit, see, I can take and now push that in, and I don't know if that showed up on the video very good, but it's definitely more even and more flush at this side and not protruding out this way. And if it's too far back in, just tighten your screw and that'll pull the board out this way, causing it to take and be flush. Again, all I got to do is throw some spackle on here, and I'm going to be done. And I'll see if I can take and do a video maybe later of how to take and sand this thing down and get it ready to take in texture. And so if you're doing it on inside, you can take and make it look just like it never happened.